So let us verify that all of our streams are on and popping live as we just test the new studio. Hey, BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, and I'm speaking directly to my brand new GenX speaker entrepreneurs. You know you have a powerful message to share, and now you're ready to step onto that stage, but you're stuck. You don't know where to start, how to get booked, or how to turn your speaking into actual income. Well, guess what? You're in the right place. As a Gen X myself, focusing my 2 decades of branding expertise exclusively on helping brand new speakers like you go from stuck and struggling to booked all the way to the bank. As the lead developer for the SpeakerCon 2025 virtual experience, brand strategist for Global Speakers University, and visionary of the BrandYOU Agency, I know exactly what personal brand and business systems you need to launch your speaking career. Here's the different approach in this AI intensive market. I don't overcomplicate it. We're going to get your assets in order and build you a speaker brand from the ground up, one that is uniquely you, leverages AI, simplifies automations, positions you as the expert, and attracts the right opportunities to your value, your vision, and your voice. You're not alone, nor watching from the sidelines. You're actually building right alongside other brand new speakers who are also done being stuck. Every week I provide content so you can stop overthinking and start speaking. You'll get behind the scenes access to my methodology, real client case studies, and step-by-step strategies you can implement to launch your speaker brand. Each week we're live for Watch Me Work Wednesdays and set up Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bring your questions because it's real, it's raw, and it's about helping you get started while navigating life. This truly is a no gatekeeping community and a judgment-free zone. You don't need decades of experience to deserve premium positioning. You just need the right foundation so that your wisdom and your value can stand. What's going on, my good people? BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, and I thank myself for that awesome and amazing introduction. It's been a minute, guys. It is April. It is quarter two. How y'all doing? How exactly is quarter two looking for each and every one of you? I am actually live here on my new platform via Riverside, and we are testing how this particular platform will do. We're going to test it probably for a month here just to see if we like how, the setup looks. What y'all think? I like it. I think it's pretty neat. I think it's high quality. I feel like it is more of a quality than my previous stream, but we'll see how it goes. I love the layout. Um, it's missing some bells and whistles that I like in the other platform, but we'll see how it goes. So in case you didn't get an opportunity to catch the introduction and you're watching this now versus watching the introduction that was just run, my name is BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton, and I'm your cash flow queen and founder of a BrandYOU Agency under the division of Family First Designs, where we actually help new, stuck, and struggling entrepreneurs to get your assets in order. We meet you at the intersect of your idea, its identity, the strategy, and the system that you need to actually get your voice out here in these internet streets, right? To draw people and attract people to you that need your value, your vision, and your voice. And today, I am actually here just to test out the new platform, to see how it looks, to see some of the bells and whistles that are here inside of Riverside, and to let you guys know that a pivot is necessary sometimes, right? We have been on the StreamYard platform for quite a bit of time. I love StreamYard. I love everything that it's been available to do. There's some bells and whistles that it was missing that I have found that I need over here, and we're going to run it back and see how it works out. So one of the things I definitely know that I'll be making a pivot or an adjustment to, and that is the mirroring of the camera. Right, so the camera is not mirrored, and you guys know I like for things to look like they're facing the correct way. So while you guys are seeing all of the information going on around me, my title on any of my shirts, any of my merch that I wear, while it looks correct to you, I'm looking at it and it looks mirrored. So I'm glad I have a secondary device up to see what it is that you are seeing and to understand that it is actually doing what I endeavor for it to do. So, one of the things that I wanted to discuss with you on today is some of the methodology that is going on here inside the agency that will be happening for those of you who are inside of the Brand You community. You'll be able to join us live weekly as you have done before, but you'll be able to get more involved because we're going to take it just a wee bit slower for you guys who are actually walking through the different processes that are available inside of the community. And we will be walking you through step by step what is necessary, what is needed, what is available for you inside of your brands, inside of your business, inside of your speaking journey, what that looks like to build your own communities, how to set up funnels, how to set up websites, how to set up automation, how to tie it all together inside of your agency sub account, your system, your platform that works, as well as how to generate AI leads, automation, and all of that to work together for you. Now, that is a complete 100% mouthful of information as far as I'm concerned. So, that is a lot that we're going to cover, but we have to continue to elevate as the internet streets tells us that we need to elevate, but we have to continue to do that so that your information can continue to stay relevant and so that it continues to draw people, attract people, pull people to you that need what it is that you have to offer. So hopefully my audio is working as I endeavor for it to work, and you don't hear my little Baku in the background having a whole entire fit by somebody's door. I don't know whose door, but hopefully that is not overwhelming my audio. When I click and I see, it says that I have my broadcast suppression on, so you guys should not hear him having his whole entire fit in the background. Okay. And so one of the things that I want to pull up and share and show you, I'm going to pull it up here on the screen in just a moment, is when you're first looking at what it is that you are endeavoring to do as a brand, as a business, as a speaker, to get started, you have to first begin to think through the process of what it is that you do on a regular, continuous basis that people need, right? What is it that you do that people need so that you can ensure that what you are offering is what they need, that the two mesh up, right? And so that they can get a solution for what it is that they are having a pain point with, and so that you are available to be compensated as needed for your value that you are giving to them, for the pain and the problem that you are solving for them. We want to make sure that those run flush, those run parallel, or rather those even intersect so that they can collide and there is a beautiful collision. Okay. So it depends on what your mindset is and how you're looking at it. And of course, because I am sitting here, I don't see my little list that I had available to walk you guys through this. And of course, that happens as soon as you go live, everything decides to disappear. You get yourself all prepared up, queued up, ready to go, turn on the camera, and then your notes disappear completely. 100%. How exactly that happens, I don't know. You know, I'm always looking at everything before I get started to make sure I have everything that I need. And that is amazing how that happens. You sit down, you turn on the camera, and then your notes disappear. Okay, here they go. Wooey. All right. So we are in, according to my AI, we are in week 17, and during this time frame we're going to be discussing, one of the things that people need, and that is a way not only to generate their information but to in turn get their time back. And one of the things that I encourage you guys to do is to think through the process of what it is that you're trying to do from beginning to end as in-depthly as you can, so that you can ensure that you're operating in an orderly fashion. Because nobody truly, if they're being honest, enjoys chaos. Some people thrive on it. We don't want those kind of people, no way. Okay. But because some people thrive on that, we want to make sure that we're repelling them. We want to make sure that we operate organized, that we have taken the opportunity to visualize what it is, where it is we're trying to go. We have thought through the entire customer or client journey so that we can make sure that we are ahead of the questions, ensuring that we are prepared to deliver the solutions and then deliver those in an organized fashion so they are implementable, if that's a word, for the receiving party. One of the ways we do that is we think through in advance what our process is. We take the opportunity, as I enjoy doing, is walking people through a process, a journey, a pathway, a blueprint, a framework, whatever you want to call it. And let's see if I was able to slide that back in here. I was. I'm going to whip out these two quick sheets of paper just for myself to make sure I'm staying orderly. And then I am going to bring up a screen share here so you guys can see a part of what I am discussing on the screen. Okay, and let's see if I can get this moved over and drop down out of the way. And then I will pull this up and share this on the screen for you guys to be able to see. So we're going to share the screen here. Turn on the sound just in case I get to a part where I need to share. And what you're looking at is the actual BrandYOU Agency 5 stages to learn, lead, and level up. So you've heard me use that term several times in the time frame that you have known me, because it's important to understand where it is you're going, what are the stops and steps along the way, what is the ultimate end, so that you can get there, saving time, saving money, saving your sanity in most cases, right? And ensuring that you are doing intentional movements, you're following an intentional path, right? You want to make sure that that is what you're doing. So one of the things that I suggest that you do is that you first understand and see on a big scale what the big picture is. And that is, you want to learn some things, right? You want to become aware of some things, and you want those who need to learn what it is that you do, you want them to become aware of your value and the solutions that you have, what your offers are, what it is that you intend to grant, give, provide for them, solve for them. And for lack of a better words, you want to make sure that you're available to know that for yourself, so that then you can, as easily as possible, as precisely as possible, provide that for others. All right. Whether you're looking to do that in 5 steps, 3 steps, 2 steps, whatever your process is, you want to make sure that you thought about that in advance. And so on this personal brand journey, on this lifestyle journey, depending on what it is that you're choosing to do, on this speaker journey, on this business restructure journey, whatever it is that you're endeavoring to do, you want to make sure that you think through the process. And the first thing that you want to do is, number one, learn the process for yourself. Become aware of everything that it is that you are doing for yourself. When you take the opportunity to take the time to go through it all yourself, to have all of your kinks kinked out, to have all of the different hiccups, bumps, and blunders the bruises that you are going to endure fleshed out, to make it more simplified for the individual that's coming along behind you, they will be able to see value. They will be able to know you better because you're being transparent with them. They will be able to relate to you. Things that you are sharing with them will be relevant to them because they will be drawn to you because you are on a similar path. Once you learn and you are aware of what the process is, and then you share it with them, they learn and they are then aware of what the process is. How does that happen? It can happen in a multitude of ways. I'm going to suggest that you go through word of mouth referrals, that you actually partner and collaborate with other people who are doing something similar, meaning you're symbiotic, you share a good energy, but you're not doing the exact same thing. That you ensure that your social media is set up to emphasize your value, that you have master classes or webinars or mini classes or workshops, trainings, education like this on YouTube for people to become aware. You utilize two of the largest platforms available, and that is you can look at YouTube and Google as one, and then TikTok as another, or you can look at YouTube, Google, and then TikTok. I suggest these three first because they are trending right now. YouTube is trending as an educational platform, as a how-to platform, as a search engine, right? Google is the #1 largest search engine, and then right behind that trending is TikTok, okay? In addition to that, you want to make sure that you're making yourself available to continue to learn and master your craft via business listings, networking events, and things like that, so that you can continue to be found. The reason you want to be found is so that you can provide. You don't want to be chasing. You don't want to be out here moving and grooving and begging and looking and asking and doing all of that work. You want to do what you do on a normal, regular, everyday, consistent basis so that those who need what it is that you offer can find you. That's the #1 thing that you need to be aware of. And as you move through getting all of that awareness, getting all of that mindset out there, all of that mindset, all of that meat and potatoes, all of that information out there, you're able to do it because you're actually doing the work. You're actually going through the process of whatever your specific product, niche, service, or value give is. You don't have to make it up. You just have to do it. You just have to become the person. You just have to put out what it is that you're doing so the person who needs it can find it. Okay. I suggest the best way to avoid the chaos of it all is to do it in an orderly fashion. And the first thing that I suggest you do is you lead with your value and you pre-plan what it is, its delivery, how it's fleshed out, and all of that by setting up things like first auditing and assessing yourself, right? Going through some mindset training and understand the mentality of the person who is your custom avatar, who needs what it is that you have to offer, right? Research, research, research. That means get out here and search and then research again and then research again. And that's the inside joke. But get out here and research who is demanding what it is that you are so good at. And if you have no earthly idea how to do that, then it's time for you to stop trolling and scrolling and actually um, positively stalk with a purpose, meaning get out here and look at what is actually being said, the questions that are being asked, who's asking those questions, where are those questions being asked at. When you're looking at something and you see an individual doing similar to what you're doing and they are doing what you would consider a poor job at it, you know you could do it better, you could do it faster, you could do it more in-depthly, you could do it more clearly, you could do it in excellence. Then if you are available to do that, then that is something, especially if they are booming, they are on, they are popping, then you need to take the opportunity to do it your way. Put your little zhuzh on it, put your sancha on it, as I say, put your sauce on it, as I say, and deliver that selling, sharing, sewing, however you need to term it, repeatedly and loudly, right? So that you can be heard, so that you can be found, so that you can break through all of the minutia that's actually going on right now, right? You want to take the opportunity to gather and curate all of that good that you find and organize it, right? You want to make sure that you get your assets in order. What do I mean by that? You want to make sure that the same way you did the process may not work for someone else visually, but it'll work for them audibly. It may not work for them audibly, but it could work for them kinesthetically. It may not work for them over the internet, but could work for them in person. You have to have multiple ways of delivering your value because you need to meet the demand of those who truly need it, whether you're doing it in one of those 4 ways that I just mentioned, and then being able to add to it all your sauce, your salsa, your special sauce, right? Your ideal message, your signature story, those things about you and how you were able to overcome, acquire, get to the other side of all of that your way. By doing this, again, you will attract like-minded people to you and you will repel those that it does not work for. Okay. And then you can actually determine which of those delivery formats work better. All of this is in the pre-planning, okay? All of this you're thinking about before you actually move forward. And you're probably thinking, well, actually, I already moved forward if I set up social media platforms, if I did all that, if I'm actually going live and I'm actually networking with people, if I'm out and about and I'm actually handing out a business card, if I had to have invested some sense of that beforehand. Again, this is the pre-planning. So I'm telling you what you're going to do is number 1 first, but I'm giving you what happens in number 2 so that you will have the tools, you have gotten your assets in order so that you can start with number 1. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. And then 3rd, 4th, and 5th are obviously you want to write everything out. You want to set up and you want to purchase your domains, your subdomains, your email addresses, your virtual business addresses, your business phone numbers, to set up the websites, the landing pages, the online communications, and all of that so that you can begin executing number 1, right? So that you can begin content streaming, so that you can begin putting all of that information out there, so that you can begin your social media posting, you can have your automations, you can look at your analytics and make sure that the efforts that you're putting, the intentional moves that you're making are working, right? And then you can take the feedback, both positive and negative, the testimonies, both positive and negative, and now you can continue to rerun that cycle, putting that information out there repeatedly, networking, word of mouth, collaborations, partnerships, right? You want to go through these steps in this order so that by the time you actually execute, you're starting back at number 1 to execute, but you're doing it because you've gotten your assets in order, right? And then you're able to finally level up in number 5 and have podcast appearances, make those partnerships and those collaborations grow and scale, launch virtual events, have speaking opportunity, go on tours, write books and things like that, because you went through the process, the journey to actually get your assets in order so that you can operate without chaos. So I hope walking you through that verbally, these 5 stages of the Learn, Lead, and Level Up framework that we have available inside of the BrandYOU Agency, I hope it makes sense. One of the things that we suggest that you do is you start with the thinking and then you move into the pre-planning. In order to move into the pre-planning, you will have had to have thought through a process so that you can then use things like Canva to set up a brand kit, to use things like Riverside or StreamYard to set up a streaming platform. Riverside, StreamYard, Zoom, um, Google Meet, Meetup, Eventbrite, all of these different things that you can utilize to actually set up the different, number 1, learn awareness steps that we discuss. But because you've gone through the process of each one of these various steps, now it makes sense. Now you can plug in what you need to plug in, where you need to plug it in so that it works. Okay. So Ray, that made sense for you guys, that you're available to see the process that we are walking you through, what we have available here in this month of April. We are discussing, let's see here, setting up a booking automation form. We will discuss that. I think the first thing that we discussed that you want to do is set up a brand kit in Canva. And the reason that we start with that is so that you can easily save time. You can plug things in where they need to be plugged in, so that by the time you set up your calendars, you already have your logos. By the time you set up the booking automation, so when someone is interested in working with you, you've already gotten your domain and your subdomains, and you're available to then plug it in where it needs to be plugged in. If you don't have the foundation set When we move to things later in the week, like in week 17, 18, and 19, where we're talking about pipelines and, adding stages like setting up your spreadsheets and things like that, your workflows, your automation on your welcome emails, onboarding, and things like that. You will have already gone through week 13, 14, 15, and 16 that dealt with the brand foundation. So stick and stay, and we'll run the play together. You guys will be, like I say, in the BrandYOU community. If you haven't had the opportunity to come into the BrandYOU community, let's see if I can lower myself down so that you guys can see. Nope, that didn't lower me. And that's going to put me right in front of it. Over there is the option that you see to access the Cash Flow Queen book. My image is sitting square in front of, and I'll have to make sure that I make an update to that. My image is sitting square in front of the option to be able to join us in the BrandYOU community, but you can go to community.martinabrityelverton.com. That will allow you to come and join us inside of the BrandYOU community, where you are available to catch all of the replays, those even that are not listed on the YouTube channel or the Facebook or LinkedIn channel. You're available to catch all of the replays inside of the community, and you have access to all of the checklists that are available for you to implement each and everything that we coach, we teach, and we train on. So if I'm going to bring you up and I'm going to show you how to actually set up a free, let me see if I can pull this one up on the screen. If I'm going to bring and I'm going to share and show you how to do a live stream on how to create a Canva checklist, right, then I'm going to make sure that as I go through teaching you how to do it in all of my scripting here, I'm going to make sure additionally that you have the actual checklist, right, for how to get that done. So telling you, hey, you're going to find a template, you're going to log into your free Canva account, the brand build. This is the checklist that would come along with the teaching that I offer. These are the things that are available inside of the community that are not available on the training video that you may see on YouTube. So on top of that, when we take the opportunity to bring you into a Zoom or a Riverside or a StreamYard, and you're actually working alongside of me as we're doing the work, you're doing the work on your end, you have your checklist, and we're available to do it together as a group. I hope you guys find value in that as a part of some of the things that we offer inside of the BrandYOU community. Let's see, is that all we have for you guys on today? I do believe it is. I appreciate you all. Thank you for your time on today. Again, I just wanted to take the opportunity to come into the stream to share with you guys as we practice here in our new platform, our Riverside, just to see how we like the different things that we have, the bells and whistles that we have going on in here. From what I could tell earlier, we have sound effects and all kinds of other little neat things going on. I think that's pretty great. We have some clapping that goes on. I don't know how silly that's going to be, but we have different things that happen. You guys get to hear me say some of my old corny jokes, and you have the opportunity to laugh at me or laugh along with me, okay? But again, my hope is that you will, continue to stick and stay, that you will join us here in the community, that you will join us here live, and that you will join us each and every Teacher Tuesday, Watch Me Work Wednesday. Sometimes we'll be live on Saturdays, but definitely on Setup Sundays. Thank you again for your time. I greatly appreciate it. To you and yours, I wish you success, and I will catch you on the very next one. Hey, BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, and I'm speaking directly to my brand new GenX speaker entrepreneurs. You know you have a powerful message to share, and now you're ready to step onto that stage, but you're stuck. You don't know where to start, how to get booked, or how to turn your speaking into actual income. Well, guess what? You're in the right place. As a Gen X myself, focusing my 2 decades of branding expertise exclusively on helping brand new speakers like you go from stuck and struggling to booked all the way to the bank, As the lead developer for the SpeakerCon 2025 virtual experience, brand strategist for Global Speakers University, and visionary of the BrandYOU Agency, I know exactly what personal brand and business systems you need to launch your speaking career. Here's the different approach in this AI-intensive market. I don't overcomplicate it. We're going to get your assets in order and build you a speaker brand from the ground up, one that is uniquely you, leverages AI, simplifies automations, positions you as the expert, and attracts the right opportunities to your value, your vision, and your voice. You're not alone, nor watching from the sidelines. You're actually building right alongside other brand new speakers who are also done being stuck. Every week I provide content so you can stop overthinking and start speaking. You'll get behind the scenes access to my methodology, real client case studies, and step-by-step strategies you can implement to launch your speaker brand. Each week we're live for WatchMeWorkWednesdays and set up Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bring your questions because it's real, it's raw, and it's about helping you get started while navigating life. This truly is a no gatekeeping community and a judgment-free zone. You don't need decades of experience to deserve premium positioning. You just need the right foundation so that your wisdom and your value can stand.